Hi, my name is Steven. I'm from an organization called PokePress. Chris, why don't you start? How'd you get into voice acting?
Totally by accident. I went to school to be a musician. Specifically, I wanted to perform, but I play saxophone. So my saxophone professor was like, you're not. No one wants to hear you perform. So you're going to be a teacher." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I went to school for music education, and I was just doing random dumb voices and stuff online. And friends like, if you like doing those voices, there's a website where you can go audition for like voiceover projects and stuff. And I'm like, you know what, that would be cool. It's like a nice little fun extra outlet for performance. I'll give it a try. So I started doing it, auditioning for fan projects and things like that. And 19 years later, I had to count, here I am, still here doing this and not music.
What were some of your first roles?
The very first role I ever booked at all, like for anything, was on that website for an audio drama called Genesis Avalon, which is actually still running. We're in a new season of it called Genesis Avalon Patriot, which you can listen to on Pendant Productions, Pendant Audio Productions. The first thing I ever booked that paid, though, was... so like in Target, you had these like... The electronics section, you had the TVs in the back, and they have advertisements and stuff like that. When Skylanders Giants and Call of Duty came out, I was the voice on the TV in the electronics section that was like, Skylanders Giants, rated E10 for everyone, 10 and up.
Neat. So as far as Pokemon roles, you've kind of had a smattering through a lot of miniseries, Pokemon Masters, and a few other things. You've also have a character that you voice in the Detective Pikachu games.
Yes.
Keith Norman. Tell us a little bit about that character and that experience.
That was fun getting to work on the first game because that was where I had most of my role with Keith because it was very different from other Pokemon stuff that I had like played before. Because he's one of the... You didn't know he was the villain. Like, oh, he's just this nice, sweet guy who works at the studio. Spoilers, guys. But he's actually a villain. And it was really cool because I also, in that, got to be a few of the Pokemon voices as well. And then it also allowed me to... He comes back in like a flashback in the Detective Pikachu Returns game. So they brought me back in for that, and then I got to be other Pokemon, which is where my Pokemon Magnum Opus comes into play, where I got to voice Magikarp, which is the best Pokemon. Period.
Definitely a favorite as a little guy who could.
He's just trying his best.
And I'm just curious. I know Keith, I don't think he's mentioned by name in the Detective Pikachu movie, but did you get a chance to see the film?
Oh, yes. I watched it multiple times because my kids loved it.
That's great. Now, in Pokemon Masters EX, you're Volkner.
Yes.
An electric-type gym leader. What was that one like?
It was very different because I didn't like I remember auditioning for it, and then when we went in to record, it was... They wanted something that was very different from what I thought Volkner was. Because, yeah, he's a little bit of a sad boy, but I think we kind of overplayed I'm just a guy here to run a gym. Yeah, Volkner. It was very different, but cool. I should play the game more. The Pokemon game that I play the most is Pokemon Go, so...
Neat stuff. I think you've also played N in one of the side series, like the online anime things. What was that?
That was Pokemon Evolutions, which was really cool, actually, because so Pokemon is the anime. It's animated first, and then we dub over it in English. But for Evolutions, the Evolutions miniseries, we were the original voice cast, so they actually animated to us. So it's like original animation. It was really, really cool.
And another project you worked on was Hisuian Snow, the Legends Arceus tie-in.
Yeah.
What did you do there?
I voiced Alec, the main character, the adult version of Alec, because it's the journey with Alec with when he's young and first meets Zorua on out in the snow, the shiny legendary Zorua, and then coming back together to his island after he'd gone away to try and live his own life, because he believes there's more between Pokemon and people than just like using them for things, and that was a lot of fun. Like, because it's it's a bit different than all of the other Pokemon stories. I like it because it's a little more. For me, it was a bit more heartfelt.
And what are some other things you've done recently in voice acting?
Well, as of this morning, I got to announce that there's a video game that just came out called Unicorn Overlord, where I voice a character named Nigel. Yes, he is a blonde knight. Go figure. Armored Core 6 didn't come out that long ago. Other stuff is on the horizon that I can't talk about, but it's gonna be really fun. I'm very excited.
There's always something upcoming. Where can folks find you online? Do you have any socials, a website, anything like that?
I've got socials everywhere. On Twitter and Instagram, I am at Chris Hackney GGK. Let's see, on my website, chrishackneyvo.com, also has a link to all of that stuff. I'm on Blue Sky as well. I believe it's Chris Hackney GGK, but then the Blue Sky social blah 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 blah. And on Threads as well. There are way too many social websites. There are way too many. Just assume I'm on all of them. All of them. I don't have an OF though. Sorry.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Chris. We appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.